All righty. Baruch atah Adonai melech haolam shehakol neh b'dvarei.
L'chaim.
Oh, l'chaim. All right. We're continuing with the mimer. The uniqueness of Sarah. Sarah Imenu. Of Sarah. What did she accomplish? Something that Chava Eve didn't, and something that Noach also didn't. Right. And they wanted to affect joy. So Chava saw something that was delightful. Hmm. So she had a downfall. Joy is not brought by something that's delightful. But by the way, just the explanation on the mimer here, that might bring momentary happiness, something that's delightful brings a momentary happiness, but that's not joy. That's not simcha. Noach failed. He was, hey, feeling really down after all. The entire world was destroyed. Of course you'd feel down. So the situation, was a very challenging, difficult situation. So he had a downfall. As we say, alcohol is not the problem a person's having. It's the solution. Person's experiencing something, and that's why they take alcohol. So it should be a solution. Of course, it's a temporary solution, right? Your woes, your sorrows are soothed. So some people soothe their sorrows with alcohol, right? But of course, other drugs. But Netflix is also sometimes someone who binges on Netflix. It's also to soothe the pain that a person might be experiencing. Well, it didn't work because that didn't bring joy. Comes Sarah, and she goes down to Egypt into a difficult place with you know a challenge of a challenge of a famine, a challenge of being taken into the house of Pharaoh, and yet she with, came out of it complete, not only complete, but with great wealth that her husband got because of her. She didn't lose her joy. Why? Because it came with bittul. It didn't come because something was pleasing to the eye. It didn't come because, you do something to soothe some pain so you could have joy. It came from a bittul, from a self-effacement. Um, came, it came, excuse me, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm saying the wrong word. It didn't come. It was there. The simcha was there. It didn't get lost because of a situation, or it didn't get lost because, something wasn't pleasant. Where does that come from? It was just there, the joy. That's the way you serve God. So therefore it's there. And therefore, even when you and and it's not like, oh, when you feel like it's revealed and it's good and it's wonderful and you feel ah, amazing. And it's an avoid, it's coming as an avoida, a service. That's bittul. So even when it's revealed, right? Right. In other words, simcha means joy. Joy doesn't mean you are you're dancing, right? Just you're joyful, you're good, um, you're uplifted, you're not down. So um, you're not down. Situation might be down, but you're not down. You're full of simcha. You're serving with it. It's not a result of you experiencing something. Therefore, there's not a negative thing that's going to come out of it, even when you are expressing it, in a you know, even when you're expressing. Now, in the future, it says, Azimalis pinu, we say in Sheramales, then the smile of our face will be full, will be complete, because then simcha, joy, will be in its completion, much more than today. Then it'll be complete and full. And how will it be complete and full? In other words, there'll be joy constantly in our lives, but it'll be based on the joy that we have today. Will be what will be times in the times of Mashiach. Will be in the times of Mashiach. So according to this, we then can understand that which the son of Sarah that she prayed for more than Avram prayed for is called in the name Yitzchak, which is the verse says that the name Yitzchak, last week's parsha, Tzchoik Asa Li'elakim, a um, Yitzchak comes from the word um, Mary. Hashem made me. It's not simcha. It's a little different. It's like a merriment. Right? A merriment, a joyfulness, um, until the joyfulness will be complete. In other words, Yitzchak is the embodiment of it, who, the name comes from what Sarah said, that God made a merriment. Well, in a sense, he sort of like almost made a joke merriment / merriment. Remember, she was very old and like, wow, God's going to do this. So that becomes his name. She's going to give birth. That was like, um, so, now the main of the three forefathers is Avram. In our prayer of the Amida, we end off Magin Avram, the shield of Avraham, of Abraham. When Mashiach comes, the main forefather will be Yitzchak. Because then the idea of joyfulness, the merriment, right, will be the main. There'll be a constant, but that will be based on our joy today, the simcha that we have, and in the service of simcha, right? That's the key. Right? That's the key. It's a service of joy. It's not about, being a recipient of something that brings joy. You're serving it. So, which means it's a bittul, it's a self-effacement because it's about the service of it. And with this, we can understand, even when it's openly, you're exuberant, full of joy, it's something that comes of bittul, of self-effacement. Because the true idea of joy comes from humility. As it says in the verse, that gathering of the humble ones in God with joy. What's the connection between the two, even though they seem to be polar opposites? Humility. We think of someone who is downcast, joyful, is not what you think of a humble person, right? But no, it very much is so. That because humility doesn't mean a person makes a mistake about themselves and they don't know their virtues. They know They know they know what great virtues they have and what great capabilities and powers they have. They know that. Except um, so then how does not something negative come out of that word? Right. So is the joy in that I know my greatness. So that brings joy. No, no. Nonetheless, because when you feel your greatness, you have greatness and you feel it, right? It won't be that way. Why? Because you know that your virtues are not something that you created. It was something given to you from above. You're not the creator of your great, you know, capacity for empathy. You're not the creator of your great capacity to understand Torah, to be scholarly. You're not the creator of your great capacity, to have wisdom to help people. That's all given to you. The humble person knows that, and therefore it doesn't make them feel, special, proud about themselves. So out of humility, recognizing that and recognizing if someone else had the capability that I have, they'd even achieve more than I achieve. That's humility. So that kind of humility, right? That knowing the greatness that you have doesn't bring you to feeling, oh, I'm special. I stand out, That's bringing you to feeling your mitzias. So not only it doesn't bring you to the opposite of joy, on the contrary, that kind of bittul, that kind of humility brings you to real simcha. Why? Because if you feel you have something special about you, then you feel there's something coming to you because of it. You feel something is coming to you because of it, right? If you're so empathetic and other people are not empathetic to you, but I'm so empathetic and others are not. I'm so giving and no one else is, gives to me the way I give to them. That's a mitzias. You're feeling your specialness. You're not feeling that that's a gift that was given from above. Very powerful. All of us fail in this because we're not humble. We don't have humility. We don't have bittul. So of course something's coming to me. With true bittul, nothing. We don't feel anything is coming to me. And if that's the case, I could be joyful at all times because nothing's gonna is gonna crush it. Nothing's gonna bring it down because the simcha is coming from your humility. It's an it's a result of your humility, of your bittul, of your self-effacement. Therefore, the simcha itself, when it's revealed, is also coming from bittul, self-effacement. Wow. Something to live with. Something. This is exactly what the doctor ordered for
I
me.
needed this. Thanks.
This is for I needed this. We all need. I'm speaking to myself. I thank you all to listen. I was speaking to myself because just because. Yeah, just because. All right. I hope everybody is as lucky as I am to realize that when we learn that I'm not preaching to you, I'm talking to myself and see how it applies to me personally. I hope that you're able to see how this applies to you, not to somebody else in your life, but how this applies to you very specifically. Of course, it'll apply to other people too, right? But to learn this properly is to appreciate that this is talking to me.